Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Story Nook. I am once again reading really early in the morning because I didn't record anything last night, but also today's video came out, but Saturday, I don't know if I'm going to be recording. I'm going to have one of my nieces with me, so probably won't be recording Saturday. But we're going to be reading The Wizard of Oz by L. Frank Baum with pictures by W. Dinslow. So go ahead, grab your tea, your coffee, your hot cocoa, whatever it is you want to read, and we're going to be reading, chapter 18, which is, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, Away to the South. I wanted to make sure, because Chapter 16, I read Chapter 17's thing, which is on page 168, and this copy I got from the Internet Archive. My brain is running a little bit slow. But here we are with our first page, which has the Scarecrow with his head filled with pins. I'm just sitting here like, ooh, I am so smart. Placebo thing works great, don't it? Dorothy wept bitterly at the passing of her hope to get home to Kansas again. But when she thought it all over, she was glad that she had not gone up in the balloon. And she also felt sorry for losing Oz, and so did her companions. The Tin Woodman came to her and said, "Truly, I should be ungrateful if I failed to mourn for him who gave me my lovely heart. I should like to cry a little because Oz is gone. If you will kindly wipe away my tears so I shall not rest." "With pleasure," she answered, and brought a towel at once. Then the Tin Woodman wept for several minutes, and she watched the tears carefully and wiped them away with the towel. When he had finished, he thanked her kindly and oiled himself thoroughly with his jeweled oil can to guard against a mishap. The Scarecrow was now the ruler of the Emerald City, and although he was not a wizard, the people were proud of him. For, they said, there is not another city in all the world that is ruled by a stuffed man. And so far as they knew, they were quite right. The morning after the balloon had gone up with Oz, the four travelers met in the throne room and talked matters over. The Scarecrow sat in the big throne, and the others stood respectfully before him. "We are not so unlucky," said the new ruler, "for this palace in the Emerald City belonged to us, and we can do just as we please. When I remember that short time I was up on a pole in the farmer's cornfield, and that now I am the ruler of this beautiful city, I am quite satisfied with my lot." "I also," said the Tin Woodman, "I am well pleased with my new heart, and really that was the only thing I wished in all the world." Are you gonna go back and get, like, your girl? Or is your girl dead? Or married to somebody else? You gonna go back and tell her what happened with, like, the little old lady she lived with who bribed the Witch of the East to keep your marriage from happening? "For my part, I am content in knowing I am as brave as any beast that ever lived. If not braver," said the Lion modestly. "If Dorothy would only be contented to live in the Emerald City," continued the Scarecrow, "we might all be happy together." "But I don't want to live here," cried Dorothy. "I want to go to Kansas and live with Aunt Em and Uncle Henry." "Well then, what can be done?" inquired the Woodman. The Scarecrow decided to think, and he thought so hard that the pins and needles began to stick out of his brains. Finally he said, "Why not call the winged monkeys and ask them to carry you over the desert?" "I never thought of that," said Dorothy joyfully. "It's just the thing. I'll go at once for the golden cap." When she brought it to the throne room, she spoke the magic words, and soon the band of winged monkeys flew in through the open window and stood beside her. "This is the second time you have called us," said the winged monkey, bowing before the little girl. "What do you wish?" "I want you to fly me to Kansas," said Dorothy, but the Monkey King shook his head. "That cannot be done," he said. "We belong to this country alone, and cannot leave it. There has never been a winged monkey in Kansas yet, and I suppose there will never be. But they don't belong there. We shall be glad to serve you any way in our power, but we cannot cross the desert. Goodbye." And with another bow, the Monkey King spread his wings and flew away through the window, followed by all his band. Does this still count as her second wish? Or does she still have 2 wishes left on this golden cap with you guys? I'm just curious. Dorothy was almost ready to cry with disappointment. "I have wasted the charm of the golden cap to no purpose," she said, "for the winged monkeys cannot help me." "It is certainly too bad," said the tender-hearted woodman. The Scarecrow was thinking again, and his head bulged so horribly that Dorothy feared it would burst. "Let us call in the soldier with the green whiskers," he said, "and ask his advice." So the soldier was summoned and entered the throne room timidly. For while Oz was alive, he was never allowed to come further than the door. "This little girl," said the Scarecrow to the soldier, "wishes to cross the desert. How can she do so?" "I cannot tell," answered the soldier, "for nobody has ever crossed the desert unless it is Oz himself." "Is there no one who can help? Is there no one who can help me?" asked Dorothy earnestly. "Glinda might," he suggested. "Who is Glinda?" inquired the Scarecrow. "The Witch of the South. She's the most powerful of all the witches, and she rules over the Quadlings." "Glinda isn't the Witch of the North." "Glinda isn't the Witch of the North. They combined Glinda and the Witch of the North in the movie, and they just kept her combined." This is now really interesting to me. Because in all things, Glinda is called the Good Witch of the North in most things, and here she's the Witch of the South, and now my little brain can't handle it. Can't handle it. That is amazing. "Besides, her castle stands on the edge of the desert, so she may know a way to cross it." "Glinda is a good witch, isn't she?" asked the child. "The Quadlings think she is good," said the soldier, "and she is kind to everyone. I have heard that Glinda is a beautiful woman, who knows how to keep young, and in spite of many years she has lived." "How can I get to her castle?" asked Dorothy. "The road is straight to the south," he answered, "but it is said to be full of dangers to travelers. There are wild beasts in the woods, and a race of queer men who do not like strangers to cross their country. For this reason, none of the Quadlings ever come to the Emerald City." The soldier then left him, and the Scarecrow said, "It seems, in spite of the dangers, that the best thing Dorothy can do is travel to the land of the South and ask Glinda for help. For, of course, if Dorothy stays here, she will never go back to Kansas. Why not ask the winged monkeys to come back and take you to the South? To Glinda. Ask them to take you to Glinda. They can't take you to Kansas. But they should have, asked one, since you can't do this thing, do I still have 2 wishes left? And 2, can you take me to Glinda? I would have done that. "You must have been thinking again," remarked the Tin Woodman. "I have," said the Scarecrow. "I shall go with Dorothy," declared the Lion, "for I am tired of your city and long for the woods and the country again. I am really a wild beast, you know. Besides, Dorothy will need someone to protect her." "That is true," agreed the Woodman. "My axe may be of service to her, so I also will go with her to the land of the South." "When shall we start?" asked the Scarecrow. "Are you going?" they asked in surprise. "Certainly. If it wasn't for Dorothy, I should never have had my brains. She lifted me from the pole in the cornfield and brought me to the Emerald City, so my good luck is all due to her, and I shall never leave her until she starts back to Kansas for good and all." "Thank you," said Dorothy gratefully. "You were all very kind to me, but I should like to start as soon as possible." "We shall go tomorrow morning," returned the Scarecrow. "So now let us all get ready, for it will be a long journey." See? So you can only call the winged monkeys twice. So it's a call They only answer to the call and the first command given, even if it's something they can't do. Which kind of sucks, so. Damn. Which they stayed longer. So that they're like, let's take Dorothy to the south. But that is Chapter 18, Away to the South. From Wizard of Oz, we have 1 and a 2 and a 3, a 4, a 5, and a 6. We got 6 more chapters left in here. So, we got 6 more chapters. That's awesome. I hope you all have a great day. Have a lovely evening. I'm going to be going to see Wicked on Sunday. That is the plan. I should be seeing one of the showtimes on Sunday with my dad and spouse and siblings. So, I'm very excited. So, probably, I'm a little bit of a day ahead. So, this is Saturday. And I'm recording on Friday. So in like 3 chapters, I'll be able to tell you how the Wicked movie was. I'm also going to be going to see the Sonic the Hedgehog movie with friends. Because like my friend called me, he's like, hey, we're all going to get together and go see the Sonic movie. Do you want to come? Because I only ever really go to the movie theater if it's like a group event with friends. So, yeah. I love you guys. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you very much to my Patreon and Ko-fi supporters. I've been getting a lot more Patreon supporters, and I greatly appreciate y'all. You're all awesome. If you want to support me, just continue to watch my videos on YouTube. Comment down below, help it get through with the algorithm, you know. We're still almost at 50 subscribers on Story Nook, which is great. And Chrissy Duffy, my main channel, is still just short of the watch time. Other ways you can help support me is I have a Redbubble if you want to get any of my artwork on stickers. I do commissions on Ko-fi. And I've got some ebooks that I've published. I am planning on... I want to publish 1 new short story before the end of the year, which deals with... It's a short story dealing with a Kelpie and a witch who are in love with each other. And I've written a book all about them called The Witch and the Kelpie, or The Kelpie and the Witch. I don't remember what I call it. I called it something really simple. Because I am a simple title person, and I just use basically one name, what are you, kind of thing. So, yeah, if you want to check those out, all of those are in my link tree and such, and you can easily find them. My Ko-fi is linked right there. You want to, like, and up there in that little corner is my Cash App that you can see up there on top of the little bookshelf. I might redo this background for Story Nook. I'm considering it. So, all you have a lovely day. Stay safe. Stay healthy, all that good jazz. Bye-bye.